Darkness descends on Whitechapel. The streets are shrouded in an almost impenetrable fog, casting an eerie pall over the entire district. Written by Patricia Cornwell, from Portrait of a Killer, Jack the Ripper, Case Closed. This chilling narrative delves deep into one of history's most infamous mysteries. The year is 1888. London is a city of stark contrasts, where opulence and squalor exist side by side. A cold chill settles over London. The winter air bites at the skin, and the fog only adds to the bone-chilling atmosphere. The fog, thick and heavy, clings to the cobbled streets of Whitechapel. It wraps around the buildings like a suffocating blanket. This is no ordinary fog. It seems almost alive, moving with a sinister purpose. It carries with it the stench of poverty and despair. The people of Whitechapel are trapped in a cycle of hardship and hopelessness. Life in Whitechapel is harsh. The streets are overcrowded, and the living conditions are deplorable. Overcrowding and disease are rampant. The air is thick with the smell of unwashed bodies and the ever-present threat of illness. Women, many forced into prostitution, walk the streets at night. They are desperate. They are vulnerable. They are easy prey. Night falls, and with it comes a sense of foreboding. The gaslights flicker, casting long, eerie shadows. The dim light only adds to the sense of unease that permeates the air. The air is thick with fear. Every creak, every whisper, seems amplified in the oppressive darkness. Unseen eyes watch from the darkness. The sense of being watched is inescapable, adding to the terror that grips the heart of Whitechapel. A killer stalks these streets. He is cunning. He is ruthless. He moves with a calculated precision, choosing his victims with care. He is Jack the Ripper. His name will become synonymous with fear and brutality. His reign of terror is about to begin. The streets of Whitechapel will never be the same again, forever haunted by the specter of his crimes. Section 2. Terror in the East End. The victims. The streets of Victorian London are shrouded in fear and mystery. The East End, a place already known for its poverty and crime, becomes the hunting ground for a ruthless killer. His first victim, Polly Nichols, is found brutally murdered. Her throat is slashed, her body mutilated. The police are baffled. Polly, a woman struggling to survive, becomes the first name in a series of gruesome murders that will haunt the city. Who could commit such a horrific act? The brutality of the crime sends shockwaves through the community. The police, unprepared for such savagery, scramble for clues.
Annie Chapman, another woman of the night, is the next to die. Her life, already filled with hardship, ends in unimaginable horror. Her throat is also cut, her abdomen ripped open. The killer's methods are becoming more brutal, more confident. The killer is becoming bolder, more savage. Each murder more gruesome than the last. The East End is paralyzed with fear. Fear grips the East End. The residents already living in harsh conditions now face the terror of an unknown predator.
Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes are murdered on the same night. The police are desperate. They increase patrols. They offer rewards. The double murder sends the city into a frenzy. But the killer remains elusive. Despite the increased efforts, he slips through the cracks, leaving no trace behind.
Mary Jane Kelly, just 25 years old, is the Ripper's final victim. Her youth and beauty make her death even more tragic. Her murder is the most gruesome yet. The brutality of her death shocks even the most hardened detectives. Her mutilated body is found in her room. The scene is so horrific that it leaves a lasting scar on the community. Her mutilated body is found in her room. The details of her murder are too gruesome to describe. The East End is left in a state of shock. The East End breathes a collective sigh of relief. The killings have stopped, but the fear remains. The shadow of the Ripper lingers, a grim reminder of the terror that once stalked their streets.
Section 3. The Whitechapel Murderer, a media sensation. Newspapers are filled with sensationalized accounts of the murders. The public is both horrified and captivated. Theories abound. Some believe the killer is a surgeon, others a butcher. The name Jack the Ripper emerges from a letter sent to the police. Was it written by the killer himself? The letter fuels the public's imagination. Jack the Ripper becomes a legend, a boogeyman whispered about in hushed tones. The police are overwhelmed by the media frenzy. They struggle to separate fact from fiction. The pressure mounts to catch the killer. But Jack the Ripper seems to have vanished into thin air. The mystery of his identity remains unsolved. Section 4. The Investigation, a Race Against Time. From the outset, the police are hampered by the fog-choked streets and the darkness. The Ripper's hunting ground is a labyrinth of slums. Evidence is scarce. Witnesses are unreliable.
The police employ new techniques. They take photographs of the crime scenes. They use bloodhounds to try and track the killer, but their efforts prove futile. The Ripper always seems to be one step ahead.
Frustration grows within the police force. They interview hundreds of suspects. They follow every lead. They even consult with psychics and profilers. But the killer remains elusive. The case of Jack the Ripper becomes one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in history. Section 5. Letters from Hell, the Ripper's Taunts? Hundreds of letters pour into the police station. Most are dismissed as hoaxes, but some are more chilling. They are signed Jack the Ripper. These letters taunt the police. They describe the murders in gruesome detail. One letter even contains a piece of a human kidney. Could this be from one of the victims? The letters send a wave of fear through the city. The Ripper seems to be playing a deadly game with the police. Are these letters genuine, or are they the work of a twisted mind seeking attention? The mystery of the letters deepens the enigma of Jack the Ripper. Section 6. The Shadow of a Killer. Prime Suspects. The list of suspects grows long. It includes doctors, butchers, and even members of the royal family. Some suspects are eccentric artists. Others are immigrants, viewed with suspicion in Victorian England. One suspect, Montague John Druitt, is a barrister who commits suicide shortly after the last murder. Could he be the Ripper?
Another suspect, Walter Sickert, is a famous painter. Some believe his paintings contain hidden clues to the Ripper's identity, but no concrete evidence links any suspect to the crimes. The mystery of Jack the Ripper's identity endures.
Section 7. The Mystery Endures. Why Jack the Ripper Still Fascinates. Over a century later, the case continues to fascinate. The story of Jack the Ripper has transcended time, becoming a part of popular culture and a subject of endless speculation and intrigue. The brutal nature of the crimes, marked by a level of savagery that shocked the world, the mystery surrounding the killer's identity, which has led to countless theories and suspects over the years, and the historical context of Victorian London, a city grappling with rapid industrialization and social change, all contribute to the enduring interest. Jack the Ripper is more than just a historical figure. He represents the unknown, the fear that lurks in the shadows of our collective psyche. He has become a cultural icon, a figure that embodies the darkest aspects of human nature and the fears that come with it. A symbol of the dark side of human nature, Jack the Ripper's story continues to captivate and horrify.
The unsolved case serves as a reminder of the limits of knowledge. Despite advances in forensic science and investigative techniques, the identity of Jack the Ripper remains elusive. It also highlights the social anxieties of Victorian England, a time of great social change and upheaval. The fear and uncertainty of the era are encapsulated in the mystery of Jack the Ripper. The fascination with Jack the Ripper is a testament to the power of mystery. It shows how the unknown can captivate the human imagination and keep us searching for answers. It is a reminder that some questions may never have answers. The allure of the unknown, the thrill of the chase, and the hope of uncovering the truth keep the legend of Jack the Ripper alive.
Section 8. Forensic Advancements. A Glimmer of Hope. Modern forensic science offers new hope for solving the case. DNA analysis and other techniques have been applied to the evidence. Some researchers believe they have identified the Ripper's DNA. Others remain skeptical. The debate continues. Can modern science finally unmask the killer? Or will Jack the Ripper forever remain a shadowy figure lurking in the fog of history? The search for answers continues. Section 9. Jack the Ripper in Popular Culture. A Macabre Legacy. Jack the Ripper's crimes have inspired countless books, films, and television shows. He is a subject of endless fascination for writers, artists, and historians. From graphic novels to documentaries, the Ripper's story continues to be told and retold. This fascination with a serial killer raises questions about our own morbid curiosity. Why are we drawn to the dark side of human nature? Perhaps it is a way to confront our fears and anxieties. Or maybe it is simply a desire to solve a puzzle, that has baffled the best minds for over a century. Section 10. The Unsolved Case, a haunting reminder. The case of Jack the Ripper serves as a haunting reminder of the vulnerability of innocent lives. The victims were women living on the margins of society. Their murders exposed the dark underbelly of Victorian London. The case also highlights the importance of justice. The fact that the Ripper was never caught leaves a sense of unease.
It is a reminder that some crimes go unpunished, but it also fuels the hope that one day the truth may finally be revealed.
Section 11. Conclusion. The Enigma of Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper remains an enigma. He is a ghost from the past who continues to haunt our present. The mystery of his identity may never be solved, but his story continues to captivate and intrigue us. He is a reminder of the dark side of human nature. He is a symbol of the enduring power of mystery, and he is a figure who will continue to fascinate and horrify us for generations to come.